Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So now let's talk about the upper respiratory tract. We already know the parts of this upper respiratory tract. So the parts are nose, nasal cavity, pharynx and associated structures. In this, first let's see the nose. Nose is a specialized organ and it is the entrance for our respiratory system. This nose is divided into two portions. The first portion is external portion, which is also called as external nose, and the second one is the internal portion, which is internal nose, and it is also called as nasal cavity. First, let's see this external nose. So now let's see the external nose. The external nose is the nose which is visible on the face. Like this is the external nose, and the internal nose, which is the parts under this visible nose. So now let's see the parts of the external nose, and this is the main important organ of our respiratory system. External nose is made up of a framework of bone and hyaline cartilage. So if you see, this will be our nasal bones. We will be having two nasal bones here, and this is the hyaline cartilage. This hyaline cartilage which is covered with the muscle. So if you see, if I touch here, I can't directly touch my bones, but I can touch my muscle over here, and inside of it, it is lined with the mucous membrane, which is helped to moisten the air. So as I told you, this external nose is made up of a bone framework, right? So this external nose is formed by our frontal bone, which is our forehead, and two nasal bones which will be here, and the maxillae. So this is the upper jaw area. So this will be our maxillae. So our external nose is made up of three bone frameworks. One is frontal bone, and the next one is two nasal bones and the maxillary bone, which is our jawbone, upper jawbone. And also I told you our external nose is made up of a hyaline cartilage. So if you see, so this is the flexible part of our nose. So I can move here and there. This is because it is made up of hyaline cartilage, and not only one piece of hyaline cartilage, it is made up of several pieces of hyaline cartilage. So these all pieces are connected with the help of fibrous connective tissue. As I told you, we have different pieces of hyaline cartilage in our cartilaginous part. So let's see what are the cartilages which are present here. So we will be having three parts. The first one is the septal nasal cartilage, and the second one is the lateral nasal cartilage and the alar cartilage. So if you see the first one, which is the septal nasal cartilage, if I want to show the exact position of my nose, if you see here, this is called as root, and this is the tip of the nose is called as apex, and these are the external nares. The openings to my nostrils is called as nares. So these are external nares, and this is the bridge. Okay, so this is the root, this is the apex, and these are the external nares, and this is the bridge. So the septal nasal cartilage is the bridge. So here you will be having one cartilage, and to that we will be having lateral nasal cartilage attached to this one. You will be having alar cartilage both the sides. So here these are the one which is covering our external nares is called as alar cartilage. So you will be having alar cartilage over here, and here also you will be having two small alar cartilage. So totally you have three types of cartilaginous bones in our nose. So you will be having one septal nasal cartilage and two lateral here and here, two lateral nasal cartilage, and the third one alar. These are the alar cartilage which are near my external nares. Okay, so these two plus with a small alar cartilage which are present here near the maxillae. So this external nose opens into two external nares, leads into cavities which are called as nasal vestibules. So now let's see the functions of the external nose. First function is warming, moistening and filtering of incoming air. Second one is detecting olfactory stimuli. So what is this olfactory stimuli? It is capacity of smelling. So let's see the third one, modifying speech vibration. So how it will modify the speech vibration? When I'm singing, when I start to sing, it will pass through a large hollow resonating chamber. When it is passing through this chamber, my vocal cord will make a vibration sound. That's because of this external nose only. Next, internal nose, which is also called as nasal cavity. The inner part of this external nose is called as internal nose. It lies inferior to the nasal bone. Inferior means below this nasal bone and superior to our oral cavity. Oral cavity is our palatine bone, hard palatine and soft palatine. That is our oral cavity. If you see this diagram, this is our internal nose. So this is our nasal bone and this is our oral cavity. This is palatine, palatine bone, hard palatine and soft palatine. So this area is our internal nose. This internal nose is lined with muscle and mucous membrane. So if we see from this front side, the septal cartilage will extend to inside, which will separate left and right nasal cavity. So imagine this is the nose. These two are external nares. So if we see from inside, the septal nasal cartilage will divide two sides, which is right nasal cavity and left nasal cavity. This anterior part of this nasal septum consists of hyaline cartilage and remaining is formed with the help of Omar and the perpendicular plate, ethmoid bone, maxillae and palatine bones. If you see here, you can see the palatine bones. We will be having two types of palatine bones. If you touch your tongue towards upper side, you will feel one hard bone. That is nothing but palatine bone. And you will be having soft palate also, which will be after this palatine bone. The next one is Omar. So if you see here, this bone is called as Omar. Our nose is formed by Omar and perpendicular plate. If you see here, this is the perpendicular plate of ethmoid bone and this is the ethmoid bone. The whole thing, this one. Okay, which is light brown in color. We already know the maxillae. This is the maxillae, which is our upper jaw and palatine bones. We have already seen the palatine bones. So this is the palatine bone. All these bones will form the internal structure of our nose. And now, if we see the location of this internal nose, anteriorly it is attached with our external nose, and if we see posteriorly it is attached with our pharynx. From here our pharynx will start. Before this pharynx, in this nasal cavity only, you will be having two internal nares. These are the internal nares. So this one and this one, two internal nares, which are also called as internal choana. Internal nares are also called as choana. Then now let's see the ducts. So here we have two ducts. One is paranasal sinuses and the second one is nasolacrimal ducts. So what are the function of this paranasal sinuses and nasolacrimal ducts? This paranasal sinuses, the name itself says that it is combined with our nasal cavity. So our nasal cavity is filled with mucous membrane. So it will drain the mucus. And nasolacrimal ducts, the name itself says that it is combination of our lacrimal ducts as well as nasal. When we are getting tears, along with the tears, we will also feel some fluids running in our nose. That's nothing but tears only. Internal mucous membrane will get activated when we are crying. So there is a connection between our nose and our lacrimal ducts. So when we are crying, they both will get activated and that will activate the mucous membrane in our nose and we will get some fluid. So this will drain the tears. When we come back to this paranasal sinuses, this paranasal sinus is not only located in our nose, it is also present in our facial bones as well as in our cranial bones also. As I told you, these sinuses are rich with this mucous membrane. Wherever these sinuses are located, they are lined with this mucous membrane. So let's see where these sinuses are located in our skull. So first one, it is frontal bone, which is our forehead, and sphenoid bone, ethmoid bone, Sphenoid bone will be behind this ethmoid bone. When it is located near the frontal bone, it is called as frontal sinuses. And if this sinuses are located near the sphenoid bone, then it is called as sphenoidal sinuses. So this is the sphenoidal sinuses. So what are the functions of this paranasal sinuses? The main functions, as we have seen, it will produce the mucus. Why do we need mucus? When I'm inhaling, if the inhaled air is dry, it will make lungs irritation. And not only that, it will be useful in our speaking and singing also. When I'm speaking, due to this nasal cavity only, I'm getting vibrating sound. If we don't have that one, all my words will be the same. These are the uses of paranasal sinuses. And for nasolacrimal ducts, we have only one use, that is, it will drain the tears. Now we have seen what are inside this nasal cavity. So let's see how this lateral walls are made up of. I have shown you the ethmoid bone. So if we see, this is the ethmoid bone, and as we all know it, our internal nose lateral walls are made up of this ethmoid bone, because if you see the both side, it is covered with this ethmoid bone only. And maxillae, this is maxillae, this bone is maxillae, so it is located laterally. So here near to this nasal bones, we will be having lacrimal bones also. So to the sides, we will be having lacrimal bones. And palatine, we have already seen what is this palatine. So this is the palatine bone, which will be inside our mouth. So if we touch the upper ceiling of our mouth, it will be very hard, right? That is hard palatine bone. We have completed the sideways. Now let's see what are located inferiorly, which is towards here. Here we will be having three nasal concave bones. One is superior nasal concave, middle nasal concave bone, and inferior nasal concave bone. So we will be having inferiorly, we will be having three nasal concave bones. Remember all this as a home. So the roof is ethmoid bone and the floor is palatine bone. As well as this is not only roof, this is our lateral walls also. To the sides also we will be having palatine bones, as well as we will be having maxillae. And this ethmoid bones not only act as a roof, it will also act as a lateral parts, because there if we see here, it is not only acting as a roof, but it is also acting as a side parts. And next one is nasal bones and lacrimal bones. Here we will be having lacrimal bones. So now we have seen all the bones which this internal nasal cavity is made up of. So why do we need all this? Because this framework will only help our nose to open. Imagine my whole nose doesn't have any bone. Then it will be a lump of skin and we won't be able to breathe. That's why we need all this bone for the support of the nose. By this, I am ending the anatomy of nose. Thank you everyone. Tomorrow, we will see the anatomy of pharynx. Thank you. Thank you everyone.